Jace,
Yeah.
I feel like as a mountain biker, I'm permanently trying to mimic moto stuff. Whether it's a scrub, a whip. We've just had a conversation about whoops. From a moto perspective, how lame is this?
Nah, it's honestly, I never knew this was a thing, right? I never knew this was a thing in the way that it is. And it has only been through the podcast. Like, I was just in the moto bubble forever, right? Like, I kind of didn't. And you'd meet the odd person like Matt LeBlanc from Friends, and you'd find out, like, he came to Supercross, and then you'd find out that he was, like, a crazy Supercross fan, and you're like, well, that's fucking weird. But it was just seemed like a bubble. And then since I started the podcast, I cannot fucking believe the amount of people that love moto. And it's been, like, honestly mind-blowing. Like, most of the fucking downhill dudes listen to the podcast, and sorry, this is a shameless plug. This is just the only data that I got. But it's like most of the downhill boys listen to the podcast. There's like NASCAR boys that listen to the podcast. There's, like you got the MotoGP boys, and then Danny Ricks listened to it and there's so many people from these different places. So to answer your question, Ollie, it's not even just a mountain bike thing. There's something weird about motorcycles, and I just think we're like handlebar people. Like, that's kind of what I'm sort of putting it down to. So it's like we're just handlebar people. There's bars and there's wheels, and then if you've got like your Venn diagram, there's like a crossover with like the steering wheel people. Yeah. But it's like you have the thing in your hand, and then you have the thing that makes it go forward, and then that's what we all are. And I just think that moto is the weird thing that's kind of like, it's so fucking relatable to a mountain bike guy because it's handlebars and wheels and it's on dirt, and it's relatable to a MotoGP guy because it's wheels and it's handlebars and it's not on the road, it's on dirt, so the dirt thing kind of comes with it. And then the car people can relate to it because it's what they do, but it's -2 wheels and no seatbelt and so like it kind of like fucks with their brain. And then the mountain bike guys can relate to a lot of like the racing stuff, and so it's just this weird little intersection. It's like the weird little sweet spot in the middle. So I don't think it's lame at all. I just think it's like this natural kind of, it's like a basin where everyone gets caught in a sense. And,
what I think is interesting.
It's what got me,
Yeah, what I think is interesting. I'd love to know if this is a thing or not. So if you take the top 10 downhill guys and you showed them a picture of the top 10 moto guys, whoever they are, you go, here you go, Eli, that's Tomac, that's that. How many of the moto guys do you think keep an eye on the mountain bike side? Like, do you think that, like,
not enough?
Yeah, I agree. Like, I feel like all the mountain bike guys, will tune in to watch A1. But the moto guys probably aren't going, oh, it's Fort William this weekend, I can't wait to watch that. There doesn't seem to be a crossover back the other way. There probably is a few guys, maybe Eli's a good example actually because of his dad being brought up in mountain biking and stuff. But I'm pretty much sure that like Barsha isn't thinking, oh, Fort William this weekend, I can't wait to watch the Downhill World Cup. And why do you think that is? Like, is there something missing from the sport? Is it not exciting enough? I don't know. This is
it's just
constant thing that I think about.
It's a communication problem. Like you can see, like the UFC was fucking tiny until it wasn't. Like there was a thing that got it out to like millions and millions of people. And I think that there's just a product that gets delivered, and then that product is distributed. Like you've got Supercross, it's just on TV in America, and then it's live streamed. And again, it's like that catchment kind of thing. Because I think that for anyone that rides, this is, I guess, like a more, I'm not sure what the word I'm looking for here, like a more esoteric kind of deal. But it's like when you're a kid and you get given a motorcycle, it's different to a BMX bike, or it's different to any of that stuff because you've got a fucking explosion in your legs. Like you're sitting on an explosion, and it feels like that.
I feel like you really go somewhere as well. It's like a proper feeling of freedom. That's like,
100%, man. I honestly think that it's the first time in your life that you really feel freedom. when you're a young, like if
I
you
agree,
ride young. And the thing is that so many people that end up being mountain bike world champions, or NASCAR drivers, or Formula One drivers, or MotoGP riders, they all started with that first experience for the most part. And then I think that even if you didn't, you can look at it and like relate to it. So I think it's almost not like they're doing something wrong. It's almost like downhill or mountain biking they're not really doing something wrong. It's probably just doesn't have that, like it just hits different in a sense.
Yeah.
But I also think like honestly, man, that Rico Wilson documentary that they did, The Flying Scotsman. Have you both watched that?
I haven't seen it yet, I'll be honest. It keeps coming up on my algorithm, but I haven't seen it.
Have you seen it, Ollie?
I've watched the start. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the dude who made it. Yeah,
me too. Now, yeah, dude, that honestly was like one of the best action sports documentaries I've ever watched. Like, it was so fucking good, and that's what it made me be like, oh, I want to go to Worlds this year. Like, I got to do this. So, yeah, it's like part of it. You guys have the craziest dudes, and like the. Honestly, I watched the first World Cup this year and went like, all right, this is probably getting a bit fucking silly, boys. Like,
yeah, I hear you, yeah.
Like, are you sure? Like, you sure? This is something that you're all fucking cool with, because you're all going real fast. Real gnarly. And there's some serious shit could go down, you know?
Yeah.
So I think
like imagine one lap supercross. I guess that's what it's like, isn't it? One lap supercross or one lap motocross.
Did you enjoy this clip? If so, please like and subscribe. The full episode is available by hitting one of the links on the screen right now, or type The Ride Companion into your favourite podcast app. We've even put links in the show description for you. Cheers!